Hello, welcome to your practice today. Today's practice is going to be yoga for uncertain times. So there's times in our life where we feel uncertain, we feel not grounded, we feel not stable and steady. So today's practice is going to help us feel really grounded. We're going to kind of pacify Vata. So Vata is an energy in Ayurveda. We're going to pacify Vata with a couple of poses and we're going to feel grounded. So my reading for you today is from Thich Nhat Hanh, and it says, "There are many ways to calm a negative energy without suppressing or fighting it. You recognize it, you smile to it, and you invite something nicer to come up and replace it. You read some inspiring words, listen to a piece of beautiful music. You go somewhere in nature, or you do some walking meditation." And I'm going to add to that, or you do some yoga. So yoga can definitely replace negative energy and to help us feel more grounded when things are uncertain. So we're going to start on our backs. Let's roll the shoulders down in towards the mat. Let's start with our knees bent, feet on the floor. We're going to start with constructive rest. So we'll have the feet a little bit away from the hips and a little bit wide. Let the knees fall in towards each other and just feel this in the low back, on that sacrum, on the SI joint. Arms will be at your side, palms up. Good, we'll roll the shoulders down and under. Bring a little length to the back of the neck. We're going to take in 3 nice slow belly breaths. So we'll inhale, let the belly rise. Exhale, let the belly fall. Inhale, let the belly rise. Exhale, let the belly fall. Last one. Inhale, let the belly rise. Inhale, let the belly fall. Good. We'll walk the feet in towards each other a little bit. Let the knees move apart. We're going to hug both knees into the chest and just hold here for a moment. Relax the shoulders down, readjust the back of the head so there's length in the back of the neck. We'll just hold here, breathing with the knees kind of pulled in towards the belly. Let that low back soften. Let the low back relax and stretch out. And then we're going to roll side to side. So shoulders and hips roll off to the side. So just bringing a little bit of massage to the back body, some blood circulation into those muscles of the shoulders and the low back. Good. Bring the knees to center. Let's stretch both feet up to the ceiling. Feet flexed, feet hip width apart. And we'll take a little yoga walk. One knee bends, opposite foot stretches up to the ceiling. So just to get some movement and some stretch in the legs. Push up through the heel, push up through the inner arch, push up through the ball of the foot, and just take the movement nice and slow. Good. Let's bring both knees back into the chest. Hug the knees, feet are flexed. Inhale again. With your exhale, lift your head up towards the knees, shoulders down, neck long. Couple big breaths into the low belly. Good. Let's inhale, lower the head. Use your abdominals. Don't let the back arch. We're going to bring the feet down to the mat. They can come down one at a time if you need. Once the feet are down on the mat, separate the feet a little wide, and then we're just going to rock the hips a little side to side. So just a little bit of movement in the hips. Feel that on the low back. Good. Bring the knees to center. We're going to prepare for bridge pose. So we'll walk the feet back towards the hips. Feet are hip width apart. Arms at your side, palms up. We're going to lift our hips with breath. So we're going to inhale first. Exhale, press your waistline down into the mat. And then inhale, lead with the tailbone, lift the hips up nice and slow. Let's roll the shoulders down and under a little bit. Palms are up, belly soft, bottom slightly firm. Knees are parallel, so don't let the knees go out into a V position. Now bring the awareness to the feet. So We want to feel good and grounded down through the feet. The weight's going to be even on the right foot and the left foot, the heel of the foot and the ball of the foot. The toes are touching the mat, so the toes haven't lifted up. So ground down, feel connected with the earth here. Feel grounded, feel supported. Let the backs of the arms press into the floor. Let the tops of the shoulders press into the floor, and let the heart open. Let the chest open. We're going to lower with our breath. Inhale first, exhale, and lengthen and lower down one vertebra at a time. Those shoulder blades roll out a little bit. Let the tailbone be the last thing to touch down. Once the hips are down, hug the knees into the chest, and we'll roll side to side. Good. Just feel that on the shoulders. Feel it on the low back. Good. Bring the knees to center. Use your abdominals. We're going to bring the feet down to the mat. One at a time, stretch the legs out. Stretch both arms up overhead. Reach the right side longer, the left side longer. Right side longer, left side longer. So just a nice big stretch all the way down the side body, through the bottoms of the feet, all the way up through the fingers. And just feel one side versus the other side. Are they both feeling about even, or do you feel something on one side that you don't notice on the other? Bring the arms to center, and then exhale, brings arms down by your side. Let's bend the knees, feet on the floor. Roll over onto your side, either side, and come up into hands and knees table. So we're going to have our wrists under our shoulders, our knees under our hips. Index fingers are parallel with each other, and your fingers are spread out wide. So we feel good and grounded down through the hands. Feel good and grounded down through the knees. We want the hips right over the knees. And we're going to ground down through the base of the thumb, base of the index finger. So this is known as the arch of the hand, and it's good in grounding to the body, to our energy. So we'll ground down through the base of the thumb, base of the index fingers. The rest of the fingers are spread. We'll go into our cat breath. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, arch the spine. So just moving with your breath. Exhale, when you round up, tuck the chin, pull the belly button up. Inhale, let the belly stretch, heart slides forward, shoulders slide back, neck is long. So a few of these at your own pace. Exhale when you round up. Inhale when you arch. So just feel the spine, feel the shoulders, feel the hips. So yoga gives us a good time to notice what's going on with the body. Where are we holding some tension? Where is there some tightness? Where do we need to loosen up and unwind a little bit? Come to neutral. We're going to lower all the way down onto our belly. And we're going to go into a gentle Cobra pose. So for this Cobra pose, arms are going to be down at your side with the palms up. So we have our forehead down towards the mat. We're going to firm up the legs, so firm up the bottom. Keep the whole lower body nice and firm. Lift the shoulders up away from the mat. Lift the arms up away from the mat. Your forehead still down towards the mat. The neck is long. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the head, the chest up. Good. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades together. Keep reaching the fingers back behind you, and breathe into the low belly. Try to press all the toenails down into the mat. Keep the legs strong. Keep the bottom firm. This supports the low back. Keep squeezing the shoulders. You'll notice your shoulders will want to go down with gravity. So really lift them away from that and squeeze them back together. Big breaths. If you like, interlace the fingers back behind you and then really squeeze those shoulder blades together. And the knuckles will move down towards the heels. Big breaths. Good. We're going to lower with breath. Inhale. On your exhale, if you lace the fingers, unlace them, and then bring the forehead all the way down. Stack the hands on top of each other. Rest your forehead on the hands. Just wobble the hips a little side to side. That just helps to shake out the low back. Good. Come to neutral. Slide the hands under the shoulders. We're gonna lift back up into hands and knees table. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. 3 cat breaths. Exhale, round the spine up. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Good, one more. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Good, come to a neutral spine. We're gonna go into squat pose. So curl the toes under. Walk the hands back till you're balancing on toes and fingertips. We're gonna come all the way up into a standing forward fold. So lift the hips up, heels come down. Widen the feet a little wider than the hips. Bring hands up to above the knees. Lift the chest into a halfway lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Pull the belly button up towards the spine. Keep that little bend in the knees, little curve in the low back with strong legs and a long spine. We're gonna hinge up all the way up to standing. Good. Adjust the clothing, shake it out a little bit. Good. We're gonna have the feet hip width apart, toes pointing straight ahead, knees pointing straight ahead. Good, we're gonna take some sun breaths, but we're gonna do the arms a little bit differently. So we wanna feel this in the shoulders. We're gonna imagine that we're like a puppet and we have strings on the elbows, and we're gonna lead these sun breaths with the elbows going up. But before we get into the arm part, we wanna feel good and grounded down through the feet, right? So this yoga for uncertain times, this yoga for when we don't feel grounded, we really wanna focus on grounding down through the feet with strong legs, this connection to the earth. So we're gonna balance on both feet, the weights even on the right foot, the left foot, even on the heel of the foot and the ball of the foot. So just kind of adjust those feet, let the toes spread out a little bit, let them snuggle down into the mat. So we've got this good and grounded feel down through the legs, we're solid. So we'll start with the arms down by our side. Think that you have a string on the elbows, and we're gonna start to lift the arms up, leading with the elbows. And then at a certain point, maybe about shoulder height, the hands start to lift up, bringing them up. Now we're gonna lower down the same way. Elbows are gonna bend and lead the way down. Elbows go out to the side. When elbows are about shoulder height, then lower the hands, and then we're gonna bring the arms all the way down. Good, let's try that again. So lead with the elbows bend, they're lifting up, but the shoulders down. So shoulders aren't up around the ears, shoulders are down, but elbows are coming up. Then start to turn the hands up, we reach the hands up. Good, we're gonna exhale. Bend the elbows, start to let the fingers come forward, dropping down, and then bring the hands all the way down by your side. Let's try that 2 more times. Lead with the elbows, like a puppet with the arms coming up at the elbows. Lift those fingers up, bring the hands up overhead. Relax those shoulders down, and then bend the elbows. Elbows come out wide. The fingers start to come down towards the floor. Hands come all the way down by your side. Let's try 1 more of those. Ground down through the feet, strong legs, elbows come up. Relax the shoulders down. Let the hands start to float up, reaching up. Good. And then exhale, elbows out wide. Let those fingers start to fall down towards the floor, and bring the arms all the way down by your side. So you probably felt that a little bit more in the upper back and the shoulders a little bit than just bringing the hands up and down. So shake out arms and legs a bit. Good, we're gonna go into Volcano Pose. So feet are gonna be hip width apart. Once again, toes straight ahead, heels straight ahead, thighs engaged, belly pulls in, belly pulls up. This time we'll keep our arms straight, and we're gonna inhale, turn the palms up. We're gonna bring the arms up, and we're gonna keep them out into a V position, and then relax those shoulders down. Belly pulls in, belly pulls up, heart lifts. So shoulders slide down the back, and the hands are nice and wide. Good. Ground down through the feet, strong legs, belly pulls in up. So this volcano pose, imagine just moving up from the earth up to the sky, grounding this solid feel of mountain pose, but we'll call it volcano pose. Good. And then exhale, we're gonna turn the palms out, and we're gonna lower the arms all the way down. Nice. Take a few shoulder rolls. Shoulders come up and back and down. As far up, as far back, as far down as they'll go. Up, back, down. Up, back, and down. Good. Shake it out. All right, we're going to go into called the breath of joy. So the breath of joy just helps to get rid of all the fear and negativity, anything that we've been stressed about. So the breath of joy has the breath part and then the body movement part. So the breath part is 3 quick inhales and an exhale through an open mouth. So it sounds like this. Okay, do that with me. Good. So the inhales are quick. Inhale, 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 ha. Okay, that's the breath part. And then the body part is going to be movement with the arms. So the arms are going to come forward. They're going to go to the side. They're going to come all the way up. Then we're going to bend the knees and we're going to bring the hands down. Ha, that's the ha part. Okay, so it's front, side, up, ha. Front, side, up, ha. Okay, so we're going to do that about 5 times. After we finish that 5th time, then I want you to just stand nice and tall with your arms down by your side and just feel your energy. So this breath of joy just helps to get rid of any negativity, any stress, any fear, any uneasiness, any uncertainness. It just brings us back into our body, okay? So we'll take it kind of slow at first we're coordinating the body movement and the breath, okay? And then we'll speed it up probably on that 4th or 5th one. We'll speed it up a little bit. All right, so forward, side, up, ha. Forward, side, up, ha. Forward, side, up, ha. Last one. Now just stand tall. Good. Feel the energy in the arms, in the legs. Good. You might feel a little dizzy from the breath. So just let all that come back to normal. Nice. Shake it out a bit. We're going to go into a Warrior 2 pose. So Warrior 2, wide leg stance on the mat. Warrior 2, really good for grounding the root chakra. So this standing pose, we're grounding through the legs, through the feet, all right? So we're going to turn right toes to the right, pivot that left heel back a little bit. We're going to line up the right heel with the left arch. Hips are level. Don't let the right hip drop. Hips level. Bend your right knee over the right heel. Shoulders over the hips. Belly pulls in and up. Now, before we even lift the arms, get good and grounded down through the feet. Really solid through the feet. Feel supported by the earth rising up to meet you, and your energy grounding down into the earth. We're going to inhale, arms to shoulder level. Exhale, relax shoulders down. Pull the belly in and up. We're going to turn and look over the right fingertips. Middle finger is the gaze. That right knee keeps opening out towards the right edge of your mat. The right hip opens. This back leg, long and strong, good and grounded, down through that back foot. The left arch, the back arch, is going to lift a little. So press on the outside edge of that left foot to lift the left arch. Keep the belly pulling in and up, and keep the shoulders relaxing down. Big breaths. So Warrior also helps us to feel strong and capable. Let's drop the arms down, straighten the right knee, parallel the feet. We're going to go the opposite way. So left toes turn to the left. Pivot that right heel back a little bit and adjust the feet so that the left heel lines up with the right arch. Hips level. Don't let that left hip drop. Bend the left knee. Left knee is going to open out towards the left edge of your mat. Shoulders right over the hips. Feel good and grounded down through the feet before we move the arms. Press on the outside edge of that right foot to lift the right arch and keep that left hip, left knee opening. Let's inhale, arms to shoulder level. Exhale, relax shoulders. Belly pulls in and up. You're good and strong. You're grounded. You're a warrior. We're going to turn and look over those left fingertips. The middle finger is your gaze point. Good. Feel grounded, solid through the legs, strong and capable like a warrior in these uncertain times. When things are unsteady, you're stable. Yoga helps to ground us and help us feel strong and sure of ourselves. Good. Let's drop the arms down, straighten the left knee, parallel the feet, and we're going to step the feet together. Good. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands down. Good. And then shake that out. So we're going to go into tree pose. So tree pose is another pose to help us feel good and grounded and solid. So trees have roots, right? Trees are grounded down into the earth and they grow up tall, right? They reach up and they're beautiful. So we're going to be a beautiful tree. So let's have the feet hip width apart. Let's start with hands on the hips. Shift your weight into your left foot and lift the right heel. So that right heel can slide over to the left leg so that the right heel is touching the left leg or left ankle. It can come up to the inner left calf. That's where I'm going to keep mine today. It can also come up onto the inner left thigh. I'm going to keep mine down on the inner left calf today. Try to keep the hips level. Good. We can stay with hands on the hips. So think about the arms as your branches of your tree. So the hands can stay on the hips. Palms can come together in front of the heart. I'll just show you some variations. You can be out with the arms at shoulder level. You can be cactus arms. You can have that volcano arms, right? You can have the palms together over the head. You can even bring the heel of the hand to the head. So just think of the arms as the branches of the tree, or you can have the arms any way you want. But feel good and grounded down through that standing leg, right? That standing leg, the knee's a little bit bent. Imagine that you have roots growing down through the mat, through the floor, down through the earth underneath you. Good, big breaths. And then let everything come down. Good, shake it out a little bit. Shake out the right leg, the left leg, the right leg, the left leg, the right arm, the left arm, the right arm, the left arm. Just shake it all out. All right, we're gonna do the other side. So feet hip width apart. I'll start with hands on the hips. We're going to shift our weight into the right foot. Lift your left heel. You can slide the left heel over till it touches the right leg and stay right there with the left toes still on the ground. You can bring the left foot, bottom of the left foot to the inner right calf or the inner right thigh. Good. And then the arms, take any position that you like for them. Think of them as the branches of your tree. Feel that right foot grounding down into the earth, right? So not just touching your mat, not just sitting on top of your mat, not just sitting on the floor, but going through the foundation down to the earth. Good, big breaths. You are rooted like a tree. You are stable, you are steady, you're strong. And at the same time, you're growing tall. With each day, you're growing. Nice and slow, bring everything down. Good, shake it out. Separate the feet a little wide. We'll take a few side swings. So let the opposite heel lift. Arms floppy, they hit you in the side or the waist. Belly pulls in and up a little bit. So we have a strong core, but the shoulders relax. Good, and those legs are strong, but the hips are turning. So we let that opposite heel lift to help those hips release. Good, and come to center. Come all the way down onto the mat. We're gonna work the hips a little bit with a hip rotation. So we're gonna sit with the right knee bent. The bottom of the right foot is going to be by the left thigh. It can tuck under that left thigh if you like, but otherwise the bottom of the right foot's by the left thigh, and then the left knee is bent and the left foot is back by your left hip. Okay, so this pose is really good for grounding, opening the hips, and working on that low back. So a lot of times when we feel unsupported, unsteady, uncertain, it can go right to the low back. That's our low back is our center of stability and support. So we're going to kind of work on that with these hip rotations. So the right hand is going to be by your right thigh. The left hand, we're going to take the left thumb and put it into the crease of the left hip. Good, we're gonna inhale and lean to the right. So leaning into that right hand, and the left hip lifts way up off the floor. And then exhale, we're gonna ground that left hip down. So inhale, lean to the right, lifting the left hip up. Exhale, rotate and roll that left hip down. So you take that thumb crease, the thumb into the crease of the hip to kind of rotate that left hip down. Let's do 3 more of those. Inhale, leaning to the right. Exhale, grounding the left hip down. 2 more. Inhale, lean to the right. Exhale, ground the left hip down. Last one. Inhale, lean to the right. Exhale, ground the left hip down. We're gonna swing both feet out to the front, and we're gonna take those feet to the opposite sides. So the bottom of your left foot is gonna be by your right thigh, your right knee is bent, and your right foot's back by your right hip. Left hand is gonna be down by your left leg. The right thumb is gonna come into the right hip crease. All right, so we're gonna lean into that left hand. This is an inhale. My right hip's all the way up off the ground. And then exhale, I'm gonna ground that right hip down. So I take that right thumb and kind of roll that right hip down. Inhale, lean to the left. Exhale, ground that right hip down. Let's take 3 more of those. Inhale, lean to the left. Press into that left hand. Exhale, roll the right hip down. 2 more. Inhale, leaning left. Exhale, right hip down. Last one. Inhale, leaning left. Exhale, right hip down. Good. Bring the feet out in front of you. Good. Knees bent, feet on the floor. Let's take a couple seated cat breaths. So we're going to inhale, sit tall. Exhale, round the spine back. Good. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, rounding back. Pull the belly in, round the shoulders. 1 more. Inhale, sit tall, long spine. Exhale, and round back. Good. We're going to come all the way down onto our back. And we're going to do tree pose on our back. Okay? So we'll stretch the legs out. So we did tree pose standing up. Now we're going to do it on our back. So our spine is going to be nice and long and in line. We don't have to worry about balancing, but we're still going to take on that grounded feel. So we're going to bend the right knee and then open the right knee out to the right, and you're going to bring the bottom of the right foot, slide it over till it touches your left leg. So it can touch your left calf, your left knee, wherever it might feel okay. If you need a little support, you can bring a pillow or a cushion or a yoga block under that outer right thigh. If it feels okay, just let it open. The left leg is long, left toes are up towards the ceiling, okay? So it's as if we're pushing, grounding down through that left leg, through the whole bottom of the foot. It's like we're standing on that left foot. Good. And then let the arms either come into cactus arms, they might come up overhead, arms might be down by your side, palms up. So just see what feels good to the upper body. Keep that left leg long and strong. Keep pushing. So we're literally pushing from the hip down the leg into the bottom of the left foot, as if there's a wall or a floor under that left foot. And the right knee, the right hip opens. Couple more breaths. Good. And then nice and slow, bring that right knee up. And then stretch the right leg out. We're going to switch sides. So we'll bend the left knee, let the left knee open out to the left, and we'll bring the left foot to our right leg. So it can be at the calf, it can be at the knee, wherever it feels good. You can always switch that support under the outer left thigh. The right leg is long and strong, right toes up towards the ceiling, and we're grounding down from the hip all the way down the leg. Push through that leg as if you're trying to push a wall away from you or the floor away from you. And then get that upper body wherever you like. Cactus arms, arms up overhead, arms by your side. You can be out in a T position, whatever might feel good to the upper body. So we let the chest open. We breathe into the belly. Keep pushing through that right leg, through the bottom of the right foot, and let that left hip open nice and easy. Couple big breaths here. Go ahead, nice and slow. Bring that left knee up. Stretch the left leg out. Good. And then just windshield wiper the feet a bit. Good. And then we're going to go into a pose called Crocodile. So come up to seated. We're going to switch down onto our belly. So Crocodile, we're going to be lying down on our belly. We're going to fold our arms and have our forehead resting on the arms. We're trying to have the chest up off the floor, but the belly will be on the floor. So we're going to do this belly breathing. The feet are going to be a little bit wide and the heels will fall in towards each other. Now, if that doesn't feel good, then you can let the heels fall out. But we're going to try to rotate those hips a little differently and have those heels fall in towards each other. So let's come down onto our belly. Good. So we're going to fold our arms. Your hands are kind of at the elbows. The feet are about as wide as the mat, and we're going to let the heels fall in towards each other. So you'll feel that on the hips. If it doesn't feel good, you can walk the feet in and let the heels fall out, kind of like they normally do. But if it feels okay with those heels in, let the heels be in. And then we're going to separate the arms just a little bit and let the forehead rest on the arms. So your chest is up off the floor. Let the legs start to get comfortable. Let the hips start to get comfortable. So this pose, this crocodile pose, will stay here for a few breaths. You're breathing into the low belly. So as we take these big belly breaths, we feel the belly press into the floor. This massages the abdominal organs. Okay? It helps us to work on our diaphragmatic breathing, getting that belly breath. So a lot of times when we're stressed, so adjust those arms, the shoulders as you need to. A lot of times when we're stressed, we breathe just in the nose or just in the chest. So this helps us to really feel the belly. And as you inhale, feel that belly press into the mat. This pose is also great for the low back. Helps to release and relax the low back. Helps to balance the energy. It helps to stabilize erratic emotions. It pacifies vata. So vata is an Ayurvedic term for a body type, where a lot of times vata energy is a little chaotic and out of control and very busy. Big belly breaths. Feel the belly press into the floor when you inhale. This is just a great all-over relaxer, and we just, as our forehead is down, we're kind of resting the forehead, that third eye down, so we can tune more into our inner thoughts, our inner knowing, our intuition. Helps us to balance, shut out the outside world and go into our inside world. If there's any place you need to make a little adjustment, just adjust. Good. And then nice and slow, we're going to lift the head up. Walk the toes, so curl those toes under and walk the feet back in. Good. Slide the hands under the shoulders and push yourself back into child's pose. So big toes barely touching, knees separate apart a little bit, and then we can stack the hands on top of each other. Let the forehead rest on stacked hands, or the forehead can rest all the way down on the mat. Breathe into the low back, breathe into the ribs, breathe into the shoulders. Good, nice and slow, coming up out of child's pose. We'll swing the feet around, bring the feet out in front of you. We're going to come all the way down onto our back. Good, hug the knees into the chest, and we'll roll side to side. Shoulders and hips roll side to side. Just ironing out that back body. Good. Bring the knees to center. Use your abdominals. We'll bring the feet down to the mat. I'm we set up for a little final relaxation. So you can take that constructive rest, like I did at the beginning of class, with the knees falling in towards each other, feet a little wide, feet a little away from the hips. You can have the legs stretched out. You can have a blanket roll under the knees. You can be in reclined cobbler's pose, bottoms of the feet together, knees open. So see what might feel good to the lower body. Get that upper body nice and comfortable. Palms up if possible, which helps just the front body to open up and helps that upper back to relax. And just taking a few nice breaths here. Feel grounded through the back body. Feel supported. Feel the earth rising up to support you. Good. Let any tension, tightness just melt away with each exhale. Knowing that you took some time out of your day to do some yoga, to let go of uncertainty and just find yourself very present right here in the moment, right here with the breath, right here feeling the body, moving the body. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And if you have time staying in this final relaxation, maybe a little longer if you like. If you're going to come out of it with me, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, bring some movement to the arms and legs, maybe a big stretch. And then when you're ready, nice and slow, move over onto your side, roll onto your side, either side. Good, and then use your strong arms, come up nice and slow all the way up to seated. So sitting tall, sitting comfortably for you, whatever that means for you. I like sitting on a block. Good, tailbone moves back slightly, heart lifts slightly, belly pulls in and up slightly. So it doesn't matter what you're doing with the legs, we still want that foundation down through our seat. Tailbone back slightly, so we get this nice little curve in the low back. Heart lifts slightly, so we're lifting, opening the front body. Belly pulls in and up slightly to support the back and the spine. Shoulders relax down, and just take a couple breaths. Once you find that good, comfortable seat, take a couple breaths. So we still want to feel grounded and solid and stable, even in our sitting pose. Good, and then we'll bring the palms together, thumbs at the heart. I hope that you enjoyed this yoga for uncertain times. I hope you feel more stable and steady and strong and grounded. And know you can come back to this practice anytime. Leave some comments, leave some questions, or maybe just leave some inspiration. And this ends our class today. Namaste.